back to Jeremiah. Thank you all for your attention. Jeremiah, for the Q&A.
Great, thanks, Kumar. At this point in our session, we'll open up the forum for any questions from the attendees. As we wait for a few more questions to roll in, I'd like to let you know a little bit more about KPI Partners. KPI is a strategic consulting and systems implementation firm focused on OBIEE, Oracle BI applications, Hyperion, Endeca, and Exalytics. KPI Partners has been honored as the 2013 and 2012 Oracle Specialized Partner of the Year in the area of business intelligence applications and education. KPI also won the same award in 2011 when it was known as the Titan Award. KPI is the only firm ever to win these awards in consecutive years. I encourage all of you to check out our blog at kpipartners.com/blog and subscribe to our news and events at kpipartners.com/subscribe. Our first question is from Casey, who says, you talked a lot about Discover metadata migration. Is there any way to migrate my workbooks directly into OBIEE reports?
Jeremiah, I'll take that.
Okay.
There's no official tool that's released by Oracle for this as yet. What we see is that after consolidation of reports and looking at features of OBIEE, customers generally approach this manually in a consolidated way after the metadata is migrated.
Great, thanks, Kumar. Alexander asks, or he thinks there's a little confusion. He thought that the Oracle priority support for Discover ended in 2017. Malini, might you be able to explain that a little bit further, the differences between the different levels of support?
The premium support and the extended support, sure. So the premium support, basically, as long as the product is in premium support, that means it will be certified with, so there is a document I can forward to you guys after this. It basically says what is the difference between the different tiers of support. Premium support, the difference between premium support and extended support is that anything new that comes up, so a new OS version comes up, a new Oracle database version comes up, or anything application version comes up that you're using with the product does not have always the, it's not going to be certified. So that means if you do choose to, let's say, move on to a higher version, the product that you're running is not covered under the support. So basically, people who choose to stay with a product, which is moved from premium support into extended support, take that risk and say, well, I'm probably going to be okay. I'm just going to take that risk. If things do go bad, I'll go from there. So I guess, again, if you really want to get to a point where you want to be in premium support, make sure that you are always supported for anything that new comes up, as well as there are new bugs that Oracle can go in and, provide you patches for. We should be able to do that. And again, I think from a practical perspective, from within Oracle also, there is a lot of people that have moved on from Discoverer to newer BI technologies, right? People want to go ahead and make their careers, and they want to move on to the newer technologies, want to learn new things. So as time goes by, any product that's older and older, you're going to find lesser and lesser people within an organization who actually know the product. So again, there is, I don't know, it's 2017. I think 2017 is where extended support we talked about is ending. So the difference between extended support and premier support is what I said right now. Premier support is we'll continue to certify products which are under premier support with any new versions of software that come and work with that. Extended support is when we stop providing any kind of patches. So that's when we say things are as is. So we'll try to support it as much as we can. But if there are new bugs discovered that are not discovered earlier, we will not be providing patches for it. So right now, if you're in premier support and there is something goes wrong and Oracle recognizes that it can create a patch for you, we would do that, send it to you over, goes through the support system, and you can deploy that patch and we will support that patch. When you are past the extended support, that doesn't happen. So that's basically the difference. And Discover right now is in premier support. Premier support will end in June of 2014. And June of 2017, I think, is when the extended support is ending. And after that, it's just you're just in sustaining support.
All right. Kai asks, what about the potential of migrating to BI Publisher from Discoverer?
So BI Publisher is just a tool for publishing reports. So you really have to know what you're trying to do with your applications. For example, for Discoverer, you have canned reports, right? You have reports that somebody has already created, and then you want to move it on. You can probably use BI Publisher to publish some of it, but you'd still need some kind of analytical tool to go ahead and do things like dashboards, or you want to present this information to set of people. So how would you do that? maybe there is a very small set of people for which BI Publisher would work if you are, dealing with a small set of pre-canned reports and that's all you want to do. But for most people, I don't think that's true. You would still want to have a larger BI platform where people can use dashboards, people can, customize and see the charts and be able to drill into why a number is the way it is, get into the, root behind why certain, so if you see a number too high or too low, you can do that comparison. You can drill into the root of why the number is the way it is. So two different things altogether, but I think BI Publisher is just a publishing tool. It doesn't do any analytics of its own.
Kumar, can the Oracle BI applications be integrated with other ERP applications outside of eBusiness Suite?
Of course. So Oracle BI applications have been designed to integrate multiple ERP systems, and we have helped many customers implement Oracle BI applications with EBS, combined with PeopleSoft, combined with Siebel, combined with Salesforce.com, and even combined with some custom billing systems that people have, and so forth. So the BI applications are specifically designed for that use case.
Malini, Glenn asks, he just installed Oracle BI Discover Desktop 11.1.1.3. His question is Premier support ending for that product as well?
Premier support is ending for Oracle Discover, period, right? So any product that is under Oracle Discover, the Premier support will be ending for that, yes.
Kumar, this is a combination of a couple of questions that have come through. How does the KPI pre-built content for real-time different from running a concurrent report directly on a transactional system like EBS? And doesn't that diminish performance?
So I'll answer that question two ways. So number one, the big difference between running a concurrent program in Oracle EBS and running the KPI real-time content is the interactivity. Number one, you get the ability to interact with your reports, not just a paper printout of your report or a PDF file. So you can drill down and analyze additional details. So it behaves like a regular report that you can put prompts on and so forth. The second point is that there is a lot more user ad hoc capabilities that you can enable with this KPI real-time product in Oracle BI, very similar to what customers are now doing with Discover. The concurrent programs generally are not are developer tools, so somebody builds a report and publishes it and the users use it. So there's no user ad hoc capabilities available. And in terms of performance, there are options that are available, including Golden Gate and Exalytics and so forth that we have deployed with customers where performance on the EBS system is an issue. But in general, this option should be no worse than what people are currently using with Discover. It's exactly the same, actually.
Clint asks, when will Oracle release the next statement of direction for Discover? You mentioned the last statement was issued in 2009.
So Oracle is in the process of internally reviewing a statement of direction draft. I have been in contact with the product managers and there isn't one that's publicly available yet, but there should be one available very soon. And the direction that we have right now is that Discover is not the product that we choose to invest in anymore. Our strategic direction, like Kumar said, is the OBIEE platform, and we'll be going there. But we will be releasing the statement of direction, I think, in the coming months very quickly.
Is Oracle planning on creating a migration assistant that doesn't require a 10G to 11G upgrade in OBIEE?
I'm not aware of any such thing right now. I can take that question to product management and come back to you, but I don't think that there is a lot of people focusing on Discover within Oracle right now. It's really my best answer to that. And there is already a way that you can. I know it's kind of cumbersome that you have to go through the upgrade process to get it done. But from what I know, there's not a lot of action on improving Discover as such by itself. But, if that is a question and if that's something that a lot of people really want, we can push it internally and we can say, a lot of people really want to get it done. Is there a way we can do it? But right now, I'm not aware of any such thing going on.
What version of EBS does KPI's real-time solution support?
So So the actual toolkit that I mentioned for migrating metadata is not EBS specific. There's no version specific thing. It can actually be used against any source, including your custom transactional sources. The pre-built real-time content that I described is available with EBS 11.5.10 and with R12.
Eugene asks, how does this Discover support end play into the lifetime support policy under EBS?
Lifetime support policy under EBS. It's the same. So the lifetime support policy is for the product discoverer, right? So I know a lot of people have acquired it under EBS, but the support policy is for Oracle Discover itself. So there is no separate support policy for Discover bought under EBS or otherwise. So again, it's the same policy that will apply. June of 2014, the premier support for Discover ends no matter how you acquired it.
Kumar, Jeff asks, if I have Discover reporting on a data warehouse schema, which of your proposed options is best?
So I think I mentioned this briefly during the presentation. So the Metadata Migration Assistant that Oracle released actually works quite well with when your source is a data warehouse schema, which generally tend to be star schemas or simple Snowflake schemas. I would recommend that the customer try that first before perhaps enhancing it with other options. So that's the first option that I would try, is the Metadata Migration Assistant.
Kumar, Patrick asks, after you implement OBIEE, what does a typical knowledge transfer approach look like?
So OBIEE, so we generally, the way we approach our projects is there are teams from our customers that are initially go to the basic Oracle BI training that both KPI offers and Oracle offer. And as part of the migration projects, we have very specific knowledge transfer modules that we incorporate, including presentations and specific activities that the development team at the customer can be involved in.
Malini, where can one get more information on the Discover migration utility?
So the Discover migration utility, there is an Oracle link which basically talks to you about step-by-step how do you use it. So I can give you that link. I think Jemai can probably post it up in the link, and then you can share it with the team with everyone right now.
Sure. When we send out the notification that the presentation has been archived, the on-demand recording, we can include any of those helpful links that you might have as well.
Yeah, and you can always go back to your Oracle account managers if you have any questions about the migration and how would you move from, this, and if you have any questions about how do you actually execute the migration. Oracle has a very well-documented process that you can follow. It's screenshot by screenshot, and it should be really, easy to follow. But if you do have questions, you can contact any of your account managers, and you'll be able to get that kind of help from them.
Zakir asks, is Endeca an option for replacing Discover?
Kumar, you want to take that, or you want me to answer?
Yeah, I can take that. So Endeca is an option functionally, but there are no migration utilities available to go from Oracle Discover to Endeca. So Oracle is releasing a number of EBS enhancements using Endeca, but there is no migration path from Oracle Discover to Endeca. But from a functional standpoint, it is certainly something that I'd encourage customers to evaluate.
And if you're trying to move from Oracle, from Discover to Endeca, it's really a huge leap forward, and it changes the way you look at your data is completely different when you're using Endeca versus when you're using Discover. Like I said, you're going from a reporting tool which just spits out reports and gives you the data to Endeca, which is really a discovery tool to trying to find out why something happened in a very short amount of time. So maybe you don't want a migration. Maybe you want to start from a fresh set. And again, very different approach at looking at the problem itself between Discover and Endeca.
Lawrence asks, will upgrading from Discover to OBIEE require additional hardware?
So, Jemai, let me take that. So, Oracle BI has its own set of hardware requirements. There are system specifications that Oracle has recommendations that Oracle has provided. I'd encourage the customer to go through that first and then contact them. If they need additional help, they contact KPI partners for that.
If one wants to migrate to the BI applications, would they still need the metadata migration utility?
So I do not think that you need it, because what you're doing is you're moving from your homegrown reporting set to BI apps, which has its own metadata and its own ETL. So moving to BI apps from internally developed reporting solutions basically means leaving what you have behind and replacing it with something better and more complete. So Oracle has, like Kumar said, already pre-built set of reports that you could just implement. It understands the metadata of these applications internally, and it already has pre-built set of reports. So it's really a question of picking and choosing what reports you want to, publish to your customers and go from there. So that you should not have to do any metadata migration utility for that.
Atul asked if KPI has a presence in Canada. Yes, we do, Atul. Actually, one of our founders is from the Toronto area. I'll have one of our customer care representatives follow up with you as well to see if you have any further questions that we might be able to ask or answer in detail. Glenn asks, or he comments, we only do ad hoc queries, basically dumping results into Excel or a file that users pull into their own software. Does Oracle have any product that would still meet those needs?
OBIEE is the perfect tool for ad hoc queries, really. You could go in and you can, if you choose not to implement a dashboard and if you don't want to do that, you could definitely do that. You could, I've used ad hoc queries a lot, and it's so much easier to build because you already have set of columns you want to choose from, and you could actually go down to look at what the SQL is, verify it, and be able to generate that set of results much quicker. At the same time, it's so much easier to group by different columns and look at it if you choose to, because you already have these hierarchies built up behind it. So you'll be able to not only see the data very quickly from an ad hoc query. If you want, you can publish it for other users to see, and then be able to drill down into different portions of this data and see where that is. So I think it really helps to at least get yourself familiarized with what the BI ad hoc capabilities are, and then decide for yourself if that's the right tool for you.
Samson asks, we have a Hyperion 11G environment. Can that be extended to incorporate OBIEE?
I'm assuming, Jeremiah, this is Hyperion space. So Oracle BI 11G has very tight integration with the Hyperion product suite. So certainly Oracle BI can be used with Hyperion queues and other aspects of the Hyperion product.
There's kind of a follow-up question here. So this individual only uses Discover for downloading to Excel. Will they still need to go through all the migration processes that we've mentioned to OBIEE answers to essentially do the same thing?
Yeah, so because they use the Excel download, they actually probably have set up workbooks and have set up specific queries that do the downloads. So the KPI partners real-time toolkit that I described may be the most straightforward way for them to migrate their metadata from Discover to OBIEE.
Within OBIEE, can users still create ad hoc reports and share them with each other?
Yes, definitely they can. As we talked about earlier, you can create an ad hoc query, you can export it, and then if you choose to, you could have other users, take a look at it. Sure, you could add that too. So that's the entire idea, is that I think a lot of users use it just for the dashboarding purposes, but then there's a development group who wants to go on to OBIEE and then create these ad hoc queries and publish that to the business customers. You could do anything that you can do with Discover and more with OBIEE. So if you choose to take a export of it in an Excel and that's what you want to do, you could do that. Or if you want to just publish it to your business customers, you could do that too.
This obviously has been a very, very popular topic, given the number of people who registered for the event, as well as the number of questions we have rolling in. I think we still have roughly 30 to 40 questions in the queue here. Got 2 minutes left. If you guys are okay, I'd like to throw one last question to you before we wrap up. If that's
sure.
Okay, great. And then for everybody else, we'll make sure that we have a member of our customer care team reach out to you and try to get as many of these questions answered as possible. Okay, here's the final question. So you said the KPI real-time toolkit builds database views from workbooks. Do I end up with one view for each workbook?
No. So in fact, what we do have is the toolkit is comprehensive. It actually comes wrapped with a number of processes and utilities to consolidate the views that are generated, combined views that have common joins and common tables and so forth, so that you do end up with a more robust reporting environment where you don't have a lot of redundancies.
Great, thanks, Kumar. So that concludes the Q&A. If you want to learn more about migrating from Oracle Discoverer to OBIEE, please reach out to us through kpipartners.com, and we'll have a member of our customer care team assist you with any further questions you may have. We also invite you to follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @KPIPartners. Thank you to everyone for joining us on today's webinar, and thank you specifically to Malini and Kumar for presenting. Take care, everyone.